Welcome to GouldFish on Games. I might be full of cold, but there's still murders to be solved. So let's start with our third case, the Hate Boat. Now, based on the picture, I'm guessing we're going to be going with Eric Delco. Delco, yes. Let's see what wonders they have pulled off for his model, and let's see if the actor could actually be asked to put some emotion into it. These questions, and many more, I'm sure, are going to be answered. Or, at least, dwelled on quite heavily.
An unidentified boat has turned up at a local marina. No name, no serial numbers. Now that may not seem like a job for CSI, but when the marina manager went aboard, he found a crew of one dead female, that is. Hook up with Eric Delco. He's one of our best, and check out this nautical mystery.
So there we go, a nautical mystery from the emotionless, blank staring face of Horatio, who still doesn't have his trademark glasses. So let's jump straight to the mysterious docked boat. The mysterious docked boat.
So, you're the new recruit, huh? Well, it sounds like you're making a big splash around here. Eric Delco. Glad to have you aboard. But right now, we've got some cleanup to do in here. It appears the life of this party ended up a victim. It's cool in here. Air conditioning was left on.
Well, that wasn't the worst model we've seen so far. Still not the best, though. Oh, yeah. Right. Let's take a quick look around and see what we can find. Oh. We're going to get some recorded footage.
Why do I think this camera wasn't for routine surveillance?
Well, it all depends on your routine, I guess, doesn't it? Can we actually collect the camera? Nope.
Somebody uninstalled electronic gear here. Let's grab a picture.
Oh, look at that VHS player. Oh, we can't look at it. Is that a Laserdisc player? Ugh. Ooh, we have some rope.
Marine rope. Usually used to tie up boats.
Thank you,
What's
boat
this
experts.
doing here, anyway? Seem out of place to you?
We see any... Oh, I guess we will have to get that to trace. Oh, some duct tape.
We have a cabin tricked out into a carnival. Rope and duct tape weren't used to wrap packages here. At least not the kind you take to the post office. But bondage and S&M fantasies don't always lead to murder.
They don't always, but in his instance it seems to be more often than not, obviously. Well, let's take a look at our
Shot
victim.
in the head. Damn, she was a living doll. Emphasis on was. Who did this to her?
Shot in the heart, and you're to
Finger
blame.
marks around the neck.
You give
And
S&M
why strangle her
a
then
bad
shoot her in the
name.
head? Kind of redundant, don't you think?
Do I need to actually prove that it's... Oh, okay. Well, there does seem to be something there, doesn't it? Or maybe not. Maybe it's just bad model work. Yeah.
Rope burns on the wrists, tied up. For fun and games, or was she a real victim from the get-go this time?
Okay, that just... Any clicking at anywhere over here just takes us... Oh.
Picture's worth 1,000 words unless somebody tears it into tiny pieces. I'd like to see what somebody didn't like seeing.
I get the feeling we've got another jigsaw puzzle coming up. Because why do a puzzle once when you can do it multiple times? Let's see if there is... Ooh. Okay. Is there a reason we're zoomed in over here? Ah.
Somebody got lucky, and so did we. We'll have DNA to work with.
It pays to just click everywhere. Let's try running all our detection equipment. I swear there's something, looks like something there, but I can't tell. Obviously I can't swab the blood. So what do you think? We collected everything. Let's take a look. We ask her
What
to
now?
recover the body.
Glad to. A team is on its way now.
That normally means that we've collected everything we need off her. So how long has this person been dead?
Not long, but with rigor mortis absent, I'd say perhaps 48 hours. Complete rigor begins to dissipate after 18 to 36 hours after death, and in the typical body is completely gone within 48 to 60 hours.
Anyone wants to guess if that's actually true or not?
No question. With the vaginal ripping combined with those marks, I'd normally suggest she'd been raped. But we have no evidence of struggle. No blood or skin beneath the victim's fingernails, in a setting that suggests rough sex play is par for the course. Here's a semen sample extracted from the Vic.
Lovely. Are we looking for a sexual predator?
Possibly. The problem here is the bruises on the wrists and neck could also suggest willing sadomasochistic sex play.
Could the victim have been unconscious when she was killed?
Date rape turned into murder? Possibly. A wide variety of inhalation anesthetics can affect the nervous system, causing unconsciousness or skeletal muscles to relax. Though I haven't found traces of anything in her system, it's not always easy to find.
Let's see if we can find anything new on the body.
Please do. I'd be glad to see if you can find something I missed.
Oh, we've seen the wrists.
Entry wound is small. Bullet doesn't seem to have exited the brain.
Can we do any sort of collection or detection? Oh. I'm going to assume... Can we actually talk to her again? So I wonder if she's collected the bullet yet. Yeah. Did you find a bullet in the victim's head?
I did, but it wasn't anywhere near the entry wound. I had to look around for it. You know how these smaller bullets can ricochet around inside a skull?
If you say so. Well, let's drop some of this off at The laboratory.
What's up?
Evidence. Lots of evidence.
Ejaculate, the place where life begins, right down to the genetic code. It's also where identification begins. I've sent the DNA over to the computer.
So she managed to say all that without moving her mouth.
Amplified and graphed that DNA, scanned it into the computer already. Go for it. Nothing else for you on that.
And
To turn this into evidence, you're gonna have to put the puzzle pieces together. I've set it up for you on the assembly table behind me.
yay! We've got a jigsaw puzzle.
Bullet from our Vic. Let's take a closer look. Check the microscope.
Thank you. And the bond
Duct tape. 1,000 everyday uses. If you want, I can send it over to the microscope for you.
Should pass it on to the Mythbusters. They really know how to use some duct tape.
Don't know what kind of rope tricks I can whip up from this. I'll send some fibers over to the microscope for a closer look.
Well, let's do the jigsaw puzzle, because it should hopefully be the quickest thing to do. He says, quarter pieces, let's find the quarter pieces. And click. Right. Nope. Yeah. Yep. Not yet. I'm a grown-ass man doing a jigsaw puzzle in a game about murder, because those sentences go extremely well together. We're getting somewhere with it though. He says to suddenly, oh, hey, there we go, and there we go. There's more on the side. Oh, that's the bottom. That will click on here. Oh, maybe not. Just looks like it should do. Ah, there we go. Oh, that's a long bollard. That'll go there, that'll go there. So it's probably going to go about there. Who doesn't love watching a grown man solve a jigsaw puzzle? Go there. This should just about fit. That does. Haha. Go there. They connect. That's going to go here. And here. Oh, we're rocking now. That goes there. There, haha. It's all coming up Millhouse. Whoever ripped this up didn't do a very good job, did he? Oop. Oop. See what wonderful information this gives us.
Well, our yacht has a name, anyway. Misfortune. Might be worth having Valera set up a search link on the computer.
Really? Misfortune?
Set up a special link on the computer for that.
Thank you. Alright, let's look at our DNA. Let's see if these two match first. Oh, they're different. Searching, 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 searching. Oh, nope, that doesn't match. Ooh, that's looking different. Different. Different.
Doesn't look like there's a match in that set.
Nope, it doesn't, does it? Searching, searching, searching. So you have to always do this just in case. It does feel like most of the time we've not got matches. Nope. Nope. Nope.
Doesn't look like there's a match in that set.
Nope. Nope, it doesn't.
This boat is registered to Ella Sinclair, and as for that 911 call made 2 days ago, it matches a yacht of this description. Could be a blind alley, but we better go down it just the same. Let's get the 911 call recording from Yelena.
And an address, I'm gonna guess. And an address. Right, what else do we have? We have a bullet. I don't think we really got anything to match it with though, do we? So... those look pretty similar though.
Not surprising, just the kind of small slug, 22 caliber, that pinballs around inside a victim's head, then stays there. Which is good for us, not so good for the murderer.
Do anything with
The
tape?
tear marks on this tape give it a unique identity, just like fingerprints. If we find other sections of tape with matching tear marks, they might help us piece this mystery together.
Well, there you go. We might just piece this murder together. Yeah, not much to do with the rope. So, to Yelena.
Can I help you out in this case?
Can you tell me who phoned the number for 911?
Sure. Let me just check the local phone service providers. Here we go. Phone belongs to a Thad Wilson. Has a place on the bay which would not come cheap. Better check it out.
I'm sure we will, because that's what we do. Hey, can you get me the 911 call recording?
It'll still be in a database. Here it is. Digital version of the 911 recording made 2 days ago.
There's a woman in this boat at my deck. A yacht, cream colored with burgundy and light blue trim. She's in trouble, naked in a red cabin. She might be dead. Oh my God, it's pulling away.
Well, that was certainly interesting. Let's go to the waterfront home. So I'm sure we'll go back to the boat after we get some more establishing shots, because we've got to establish our establishing shot. Everyone just stood there, barely moving, like dead from the waist down. Same here, look, dead from the waist down. Oh, it does look like his arms are slowly swaying, like being blown around in a very slow breeze. Well, let's talk to her, because she's obviously going to be one of our main suspects.
I'm Eric Delco. We're with the Miami-Dade Crime Lab, and, aren't you Julia Alvarez?
Of course I am. If you are with the police, don't you know who you are? What is this about anyway?
I'm sorry, Miss Alvarez. Just didn't expect to run into a celebrity. We were expecting a Mr. Thad Wilson.
Well, that's very flattering, Mr. Delco. But what do you want with Thad?
She's meant to be a celebrity? Okay. How do you know Thad?
I'm his wife. He's my manager. Don't you people pay any attention to the media?
My role today is as a CSI, and if you wouldn't mind answering a few questions, we can let you get back to your busy life.
I'm never too busy to help out the authorities. Please go ahead and ask.
Authorities. Did you make a 911 call recently?
911 call? No. No, I can't say I have.
Is that around?
No, I'm sorry, he's out. Taking care of business.
Taking care of business. Is there any other woman on the premises that might have called 911?
You mean a maid? Or what are you implying? That Julia Alvarez's husband needs other female companionship? Wouldn't you think I would be enough?
Miss Alvarez, no offense was intended, but that 911 call was from a woman on a phone registered to your husband.
No! How many times do I have to tell you?
We were just hoping you could answer the question. We'll look into the matter ourselves then. Thank you, Miss Alvarez.
Not all that useful. See if we can find anything new. Did we do this area already? We got that.
Somebody was playing peekaboo camera. I wonder if all the participants knew they were the stars of the show.
Can we pick that one up? Nope. No, we can't. How many cameras do you need in one place, eh? See that one. That's gone. Look at the booze. Nope. That is.
Hey, what do you need? With a celebrity performer like her, that's a snap.
Well, there we go. And I'm guessing
Here's an
we're gonna
audio
get
clip
to
from a
do-
recent radio interview.
We have been lucky to chat in a national market where Latin music is the exception, not the rule. And I think we have hit the bullseye again. Great rhythm and a melody you just can't get out of your head.
We've got 2 audio samples now, but it'll take a voice print analysis in the lab to confirm a match.
Yeah, so I wonder where we're gonna go next. To the lab. Come on. Oh, no, there we go.
Yes?
Items.
I had our audio tech, Tyler Jensen, prepare a sound spectrograph of the call. It'll give you a voice print showing fundamental frequency, harmonics, and intensity of the voice. It's in the computer.
And now, have the other tape.
I had Tyler Jensen make a sound spectrograph or voice print for you for comparison. It's in the computer.
I guess it's gonna be under special. Oh no, there is actually a specific audio, right? Drag, drag.
This indicates Julia, despite denying it, did indeed make that 911 call. Maybe the evidence will convince her to really help the authorities this time.
I doubt it, but we can but try. Why'd you
I
call
have told you
911?
repeatedly. I did not call 911. Please leave my property.
Maybe you'd like to make a personal appearance downtown.
I have nothing more to say, and your threats don't impress me in the least.
Lifestyles of the rich and famous. What a pain.
Oh, I'm guessing we're gonna get brought in.
What do you need? Despite denying it, we know Miss Alvarez made the 911 call 2 days ago. We also know that she mentioned a boat like the Misfortune and a woman who seems to be her Vic. We need any information our songbird has, and have every right to bring her in to sing for us.
Ho-ho.
Ready to perform now, Miss Alvarez?
Look, I know you think I'm acting like some kind of diva, but I just can't be part of this affair. I don't know any more than what is on that 911 call, that anonymous call, all right? And really, I just can't abide any more bad publicity right now. You know that saying, no such thing as bad publicity, long as they spell your name right?
I can understand that you don't want to be tied to bad publicity, but all we're asking is that you share and we'll shield you from the media.
Now you tell me. Every photographer in Miami took my picture as you people escorted me here in that police car. Go on. Ask your damn questions.
What did you see 2 nights ago when you called 911?
There really isn't much to tell. 2 nights ago, I came home from a charity fundraiser at the Palm Glen Club, just hoping to relax out on my deck in the evening breeze. I was not happy to find a strange yacht tied up to our private pier. I went on board to give the captain a piece of my mind. Only what I found wasn't the captain. The first mate, maybe that naked woman in that garage room on the bed, looking deader than disco. I booked it off that boat faster than a paparazzi outside a celebrity wedding. I came in and called 911. But while I was on the phone, I looked out the window and saw that boat taking off.
And she mentioned the golf club from the first episode. Oh, it's all linking together somehow. Why did you hang up?
Well, I figured I must have jumped to the wrong conclusion. She must have been fine. Not dead at all. Dead drunk, maybe. But sober enough to pilot that boat away, at least. I mean, who else could have been at the wheel? I just hung up and fixed myself a drink, which I did not have out on the dock.
Where was your husband?
He stayed behind, at the Palm Glen. It was the big event of the season, and I just, felt like heading home a little early. Thad was having a fine old time, and I encouraged him to stay.
Oh, yeah. Why did you leave the fundraiser?
I'd been in a recording session all day and had a hell of a headache going. Then everybody at the club was after me to sing a song or two. And the band there was just a bunch of rank amateurs, and last thing I wanted to do was sit in with them. All I wanted was to get away from that noise and all those people.
Doesn't she sound lovely? Where is your husband now?
Probably home by now. Could somebody get hold of him and have him send our driver out to pick me up? Assuming you're satisfied that I cooperated fully.
Sorry, Miss Alvarez. We're going to have to ask you to stick around. You know how fans are. They always want an encore or two.
Have you ever seen the woman on the boat before?
No, never saw her or that awful boat.
It's all we need for now.
Back to the house, because he's going to be there now. Because we're going to have one person in a room at any one time. Da-da-da, look at him. Suddenly appeared. It's the exact same colour shirts as well.
This is a private dock, fellas. You need help?
I'm Eric Delco, and we're with the Miami-Dade Crime Lab. Are you Thad Wilson, sir?
I am. But there seems to be some mistake. I haven't reported any crime.
We're following up on several leads in a murder case.
Murder? I can't imagine how I could be of help. But if I can be, I want to be. If you have any questions, by all means, ask.
Oh, we'll ask them. Where were you 2 nights ago?
2 nights. Let me see. Would that have been the night of the fundraiser at the club? The Palm Glen, that is. I was there with my wife, but I'm afraid we, got into a bit of an argument and she kind of, stormed out. Listen, this is rather personal, and what with Julia celebrity and all. Could you please be discreet? Anyway, I just wandered out onto the golf course by myself and tried to, get my thoughts together. Even the best marriages can hit a rocky patch, you know? And I was just bummed out and trying to deal with it.
Do you ever have docks boated here? Have you had any boats docked here? Or...
Julie and I don't own a boat. Never have. We like to come down and sit and relax and look out on the water. But we don't use the dock for boats. We don't even have friends who own boats.
How did you cut your hand? That's meant to be a bandage? I just thought it was miss a bit of texture work.
Like a clumsy fool is how. Gutting a fish and the knife slipped. It was pretty bad. Blood everywhere. Had to get stitches.
Do you mind if we take a look around the dock?
You're more than welcome to do anything that'll aid in your investigation. Oh, but I should say, we had this swarm of seagulls pay us an unexpected visit, and they left their messy little calling cards all over the deck. You'll find more seagull droppings and evidence, I'm afraid. I haven't been out there since.
It's all we need for now.
Ooh, seagulls. I don't want to go anywhere near them. So can we click over here? Yep. Oh.
Must be Thad's blood from that knife mishap gutting that fish, assuming he's telling the truth.
Well, let's take a sample. That's what we do. For some reason I think I can click over there, but doesn't seem to be doing anything. This whole area seems a bit pointless. Oh, there we go. Sheesh.
Can't use that here.
Oh, we need to zoom in. Oh, that looks like bits of thread to me.
Keep up the good work and you won't need me around anymore.
Well, I almost guarantee that you'll do nothing through this whole case. Anything else around here? Not actually meant to be anything. I can't tell. Guessing that's meant to be the bird droppings. Good old bird droppings. You know, you get that feeling that there's something that you're missing.
Well, help from above. A shoe print baked into seagull droppings.
That was not at all easy to spot. Thanks, game. It's like meant to. Right. Well, let's take this back to the lab.
Hey. DNA's amplified and graphed. What are you waiting for? Computer's got it.
You to stop talking, mostly.
Tiny bit of fiber. You'll get a better look under the microscope. I'll send it over. Make tracks over to the computer if you want to see that shoe print I scanned in.
That's everything. So, let's first of all take a look at the DNA. Ugh, I'm so full of gold. But we must solve this case. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
A match. This could mean that Thad was on the yacht. Intimately on that yacht. But we need a DNA sample directly from him to verify that. This also raises other questions, which we need to ask.
Ha ha ha. Can we actually do anything with this shoe print? Oh, we can actually search the shoe print database. Because that's a thing.
Sorry, that's not a match. Check
It's
the little
not?
details when you're doing the comparison. Then, when you're sure, you can ask me for confirmation. Doesn't look like there's a match in that set.
So it seems. I swear that first one looked pretty similar to me. They look different to me.
We've confirmed that Miss Fortune was tied up at Thad and Julia's dock.
Like, that... Those barely look similar. Like, really? This game, man. This game. Have you ever been aboard a bot called the Miss Fortune?
I don't think so. With a name like that, you'd think I'd remember.
With your seaman found aboard the Miss Fortune, I think you should remember.
Now that's crazy. Just impossible. I have never been on that boat. Look, we may have a dock, but we don't even own a boat. It just came with the place. I don't like the stupid things. I get seasick. Now, if you found my puke in there, that would be more likely. You better recheck your science, guys.
Recheck your science, guys. Can we get a DNA sample from you?
Not without a warrant, you can't. You're invading my privacy enough as it is.
It's all we need for now.
Right, Cameron.
Can I help you out in this case?
Do you think we got enough to talk to him?
Well, you've got a good lead on him, but you haven't actually proven that his DNA was at the crime scene. And there's probably not enough to get you a warrant for a sample from him either. Maybe there's more physical evidence from the crime scene that you can tie to Thad?
Guess we'll have to try that, or let's see if she has anything more to say.
Let's invite him back.
You said that Dad left the green... Dad said you left the Palm Green because of a fight.
That's right. That's what I told you before. Don't you remember?
I remember you saying that you had a headache. Long day of recording, lousy band making noise at the club.
Well, that's true too. But in addition, my husband can be an insensitive jerk sometimes, and his constant yammering in my ear, that was making my headache worse. I'm very busy. Do you mind?
Was your fight about Thad being with the other women?
Thad was seeing a sexual therapist. How I deal with that or not is my own business. It's personal, all right? My fight with Thad had to do with this recent internet embarrassment. Bad publicity like that, I don't need. I'm a performer whose image is tied up with sexuality. Having my husband... Well, I already said too much.
Do you know what therapist Dad was seeing?
We've never met. I do know her name is Ella Sinclair, and that she was a fraud. She is in fact a XXX movie star. Perhaps you have seen her in such a fine fare as Chili Dog Chicks and Road to Perspiration? Or perhaps the little indie fleek on the net, co-starring my husband, whose sexual problems suddenly appear solved.
Oh dear. He can't get it up with her, but can get it up with a porn star. How did you find out about Thad and the porn star?
My fashion consultant read about them in a supermarket tabloid and told me. I dismissed it as trash until I did a little web search of my own. At the club, at the fundraiser, that's what the argument was about. All right? Satisfied?
It's all we need for now.
Back to the dock. Tell us about your web video or sex tape.
Oh my god. You know about that? Gentlemen, I truly am embarrassed. What can I say? Julie and I have been having problems. And when she learned about that video, she went off like a rocket. And who can blame her?
Do you know Ella Sinclair?
Don't think so. I meet a lot of people in my business, though. Suppose it's possible, but I don't think so.
I'm sure you do meet a lot of people. But do you usually leave your DNA behind on the bed where they were murdered?
Well, she said her name was Stella. Stella Claire. And it was therapy. Why are you looking at me like that? My psychologist prescribed her to me. 'Cause of this performance anxiety type problem.
He can't get this up. She was prescribed to you?
Yes, it was perfectly straight up. So to speak. She's a sexual surrogate. Helps people with intimacy issues. And the tapes she made herself. I knew about it. She was monitoring these sessions so she could chart my improvement. When I heard the tapes had found their way to the net, I was beside myself, as you might imagine. I threatened legal action, but Miss Claire claimed she wasn't responsible. Said that Troy had collected the tapes from her a week earlier.
If what you're saying is true, then finding DNA in her bed would make perfect sense.
Who is Troy?
Troy Sullivan. Dr. Sullivan. My psychologist. He's who prescribed Miss Claire's therapy sessions. Maybe you've heard of him. He's well known.
Oh, we've heard of him. He's a paid expert witness in numerous criminal cases. Always for the defense.
How did Julie react when she found out about Ella?
She blew her stack, which wasn't fair. I told her that I was getting help in that, department. But I just hadn't told her to what extent or how. And then she acted like I was going to a prostitute or something.
Imagine. When all you were doing was innocently paying this woman to have sex with you.
Do you own a gun?
No, I don't like the things. But Julia? She doesn't go anywhere without one. A star like her needs protection from stalkers and other nutcases.
It's all we need for now.
Well, let's see if we can find out where this Troy person is.
Hey, what do you need?
Could Ella Sinclair also be using the name Stella Claire? Wow, this is not even... Ugh.
Close variants like that are typical for aliases. Let's check. Well, here's a hit for Stella Claire. Our sex therapy teacher is moonlighting in a related field. Seems she's a rising star in adult films. Her diplomas in sexual therapy may be well earned, but they're phony just the same. And she's had several prostitution busts to boot.
Can you look up the address of Troy Sullivan?
Should be a snap. With this address on the east side, he must be doing all right. These must be some fancy digs.
If you say so. Well, time to go to his house. Establishing shot, establishing shot, establishing shot, establishing shot. Oh, this is that funky beat.
Eric, what brings you here?
I'm surprised you remember me.
Why, of course I do. We're both servants of the law, each in his own way. This must be a new partner. Nice to meet you. How can I help Miami-Dade's finest?
That voice does not match that model at all. Oh, do you know Thad Wilson?
I do, but we already have a problem. And I'd so hoped to be of help. Thad's a patient, and of course, client-patient privilege precludes my sharing any information about him. Sorry.
Thad told us
Obviously.
voluntarily that he's been seeing a sexual therapist at your prescription.
As I indicated, I'm not really in a position to confirm or deny that.
Do you know Julia Alvarez?
Now that's a ridiculous question. You could ask anyone on the street and they'd say yes. Of course I know her, personally, not just as a fan. Her music is not to my taste, rather too raucous and repetitious, but she's a charismatic performer, and personally, quite charming.
Do you know Ella Sinclair?
I do. She is, in fact, a sexual therapist, and I have on occasion referred patients to her when their sexual problems are related to emotional distress.
And are you aware that Ella Sinclair is a porn star?
You must be mistaken. She has impeccable credentials. She's a highly intelligent, articulate professional.
Professional is right. Thanks for your time, Doc. We'll confer again.
I'm sure she had great credentials, eh? Don't really get any new information, so let's see if she can help.
What do you need?
Hey, we've got a new question. Can you get a court order to make Troy Sullivan talk?
Ask and you shall receive. Dr. Sullivan is the guy who can illuminate Thad's little problem. We'll pick up the good doctor for you.
Hey.
We're going to try again, Doctor. We have questions about Thad Wilson, Ella Sinclair, and Julie Alvarez.
Now that you've gone through proper channels, I'll of course cooperate. I don't like it. It's a violation of my ethics, but you give me no choice.
Oh, I'm sure he has impeccable ethics. So, could Thad have killed Ella?
In his public life, Thad is dominated by a strong woman, Julia. In private, to perform sexually, he needs to dominate women. Within reasonable, bounds, this can be acceptable behavior. But he has been known to get out of bounds, rough, enraged, out of control. Thad could, indeed, have killed Ella.
Well, he just threw him under a bus, didn't he? How does Thad get out of control?
Specifically, he likes to indulge in sexual play involving asphyxia with his partner. This is a more common sexual practice than you might think, and of course usually stops short of endangering the partner. However, with Thad, the less his partner likes the act, the more he gets aroused. Combining the act of love with punishment is obviously dangerous in every sense. You see,
Obviously.
Dominating women in Thad's life extends back to his mother and grandmother and, well, that's more than you need or wish to know, I'm sure. But I will confirm that, yes, I prescribed Ella to him.
So did you know that Ella was a porn star, even though we asked you this before?
You use that term in a demeaning and judgmental way. An individual who performs in adult video and film is a professional. So is a sexual surrogate. Many psychologists will assign such films, prescribe them if you like, to patients with sexual problems as a learning tool.
A learning tool. Remember that, Internet. It's not porn, it's a learning tool. And you thought that Ella could cure him?
She specializes in retraining men with dangerous sexual behavior, guiding them into alternative, safer arousal. Ella had quite a touch for curing a variety of sicknesses. That's all I can tell you right now.
What can we talk about? Or to... She find about that gun. Let's talk of a gun.
Yeah, let's have another chat with him.
Like how they just had one bit of voice acting for that and just repeat it. Has Thad ever acted violent towards you?
Well, actually, yes. This is embarrassing. My husband likes rough play. In bed. It's consensual.
And do you own a gun?
You know I do, and you know why. Famous people make enemies and friends, some of whom get too friendly.
Where is it now?
In my purse. Why? Did you want it?
What do you think, Miss Alvarez?
I'm very busy. Do you mind?
Well, with that gun, I'm sure we could get it tested. So, to the laboratory.
What's up?
Evidence, items, gun.
Small but deadly. Whatever happened to a gal just packing a can of mace in her purse? I've put a search into the computer and a discharged bullet from this weapon into the microscope.
What did you put in the computer? Maybe.
Seems Julia's gun actually belongs to Thad. Remember him? The guy who said he hated guns, never owned one in his life?
Oh, he's a liar. 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 Alright, let's take a look at this bullet. 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 Oh, look, they look different.
The caliber is correct, but the rifling does not match. Looks like we may be looking for another murder weapon.
Oh, there we go. I think we're gonna go talk to Thad. What sort of name is Thad? You said you didn't own a gun.
I don't, really. I mean, I paid for it, but it's my wife's. I told you that.
See if that's enough.
Can I help you out in this case?
Suspect warrant Thad.
Physical evidence and his psychologist indicates that Thad is capable of killing. Plus bruise marks on Ella's neck. Let's get Mr. Rough Stuff in here for a little chat. And get his DNA while you're at it.
Hey, there we go.
What's this about? I've been open and helpful to you people. I've done nothing wrong.
Did you kill Ella Sinclair?
Of course not. I didn't kill her or anyone ever. I hadn't had an appointment with Stella, or Ella, for over a week.
Do you have an alibi of the time of death?
I already told you people I was walking around the golf course out at Palm Glen. With me, myself, and I. Sometimes I just need to be alone. Listen, my world is falling down all around me. Can't you cut me a break? How would you like it if your marriage was coming apart at the seams and you were all over the internet having rough sex with a sex partner who's turned up freaking dead?
Well, look on the bright side, Thad. If you killed Ella, where you'll be going, they like rough sex too.
Go ahead. Try to scare and intimidate me all you want. But I still wasn't on the boat that night.
Yeah, he went there. Could Julia have killed Ella?
Julia? Don't be ridiculous. She may seem brassy and even abrasive sometimes, but she's got a gentle soul. She's an artist. Wouldn't hurt anybody, except maybe a critic. But if either one of us had done it, we're not stupid. We wouldn't leave evidence laying around.
Maybe not. But maybe you dumped it over the side. Maybe we need to go diving. Maybe I need to see if Yelena can pinpoint the best spot for us to go under.
Hint, hint. Can we get a warrant for your DNA?
Sounds like I don't have a choice anymore. Go ahead. But be gentle with me.
It's all we need for now.
Right. Should we go to the lab? Sort
Yes?
out that new evidence. That...
DNA scanned and waiting in the computer for you.
And we can now confirm. Bed stain. Yep. That's all he needs to do. And now to follow his less than subtle hint.
What do you need?
Can you pinpoint the best place to dive?
The Coast Guard did some reconstructing of their radar records for us. Assuming evidence was tossed overboard, and based on a course tracked for the boat, I think we got a good spot to try searching for the murder weapon.
Time to go diving. Because that's what Eric Delco does. Water. Buildings. More water. Boats. More boats. Jet ski. Boats and water and buildings. More boats. Boats, boats, boats!
Okay, we've got a minicam attached to your short-range scuba gear, so I'll be able to keep track of you and your findings. But right now, your point of view is better than mine.
It's not very deep, is it? Need scuba gear? probably go down there with just a snorkel. We've got something here, obviously. Yep, it's her phone.
Good catch. I couldn't make out that cell phone. Blends in with the rocks.
And we got a bag. Can we just take the bag? Or do I need to do something with it first? Literally can't just pick it up. Zip. I swear you need. Sometimes you need to click on the exact right pixel. Why is there a bottle?
Better snag it. You never know what's gonna turn out to be critical. Could be our missing gear from the misfortune.
Can we still collect the bag? Oh.
You shouldn't stray too far with the short-range scuba gear you're wearing. Better stay close for now.
Let's have a look at our evidence. Oh, yep. We're underwater, so what are we going to use to look at fingerprints? Fingerprint powder. Because, yeah, that works. Can we actually collect the duct tape as well? Oh, we can collect the duct tape. Nice. I think we've got a whole bunch to get. Oh no, wrong place.
Hey, what do you need?
To the laboratory.
Hey. Print's been scanned. It's on the computer.
Items. Oh, we got some video equipment.
This is high-tech and high-end. Not exactly garbage that you might toss over the side into the drink.
Cell phone?
No significant water damage, thankfully. I was even able to pull a movie clip from that phone. Last 3 frames give the only significant detail, though. I sent them over to the image enhancement equipment.
I'm so sorry if you're hearing me sneezing and coughing and stuff. This might not be the best video I've ever done.
Plastic bottle has a hole in it, and I don't mean the one the cap goes over. The hole through the bottom means the bottle got completely exposed to the salt water. No hope of finding gunpowder traces. But it may have been used as a makeshift silencer.
And
that's in the image enhancement and microscopy equipment. Where else?
You tell me. Alright, we have fingerprints. Search. Searching, 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 searching. Nope, that's a match. Nope. That area is different. Nope. Oh,
No match, partner. Hey, no offense, but you really shouldn't call me in till you've examined this in detail yourself. Doesn't look like there's a match in that set.
Nope, there's not. I swear, have we actually gotten a match through the computer yet? Really doesn't feel like we have.
The contents of that duffel bag definitely came from the misfortune.
Dun dun dun.
That looks like a name brand on the top of that shoe. Pagley. We've drawn some real aces, but I don't think we have a pat hand yet. For so much evidence, we still don't have a murder weapon. Let's get Yelena's read.
If you say so. We don't get anything off this computer? No. Well, let's talk to you later again then.
Can I help you out in this case?
Do we need to dive again?
You still don't have a murder weapon, so consider this. The stuff you found? Our perpetrator might have just dropped it over the side of the boat. But a killer would really toss a murder weapon. We'll set you up with better dive gear. That'll give you more range. Go back to the underwater side and try searching further out.
Thank you. Right, let's see. Oh. And there we go. I need to... You can clearly see it, but you have to use the torch to clearly see it.
Now we're cooking. We've got our murder weapon. Let's find the hand that used it.
I can see that they were talking about using that thing as that bottle as a silencer. Is there tape near to this gun? Yep. Bloop. And we get the tape. And back to the laboratory.
What's up? You'll find a search link in the computer for that gun you found. Took the liberty of putting a bullet from its chamber into the image enhancement equipment, too.
Thank you. Have some... Oh, come on. Have some more tape.
Image enhancement and microscopy equipment is where that's headed.
It's all got in here, hasn't it? So tape... tape... Oh, actually, we need this tape, don't we?
Duct tape must have attached the bottle to the snout of the gun, creating a pop bottle silencer and making an exit wound in the plastic at the bottom of the bottle.
Yeah.
Those two? Not a match. Try to be a little more sure before you ask me for confirmation. Study the details, okay?
That's on the roll thing. That one and that one.
Looks like the sea gave up our murder weapon, all right. Perfect match on the two slugs.
But we don't have anyone's fingerprints, do we? We can search for the gun, can't we? Yes, because we have a new gun. Searching!
Can't wait to hear Troy Sullivan explain how this is perfectly innocent, that he always keeps his gun underwater for safekeeping.
Let's talk to Troy.
What do you need?
Continue with Troy.
Let's invite him back.
Why do we find your gun underwater?
You'll have to ask Ella. I gave it to her over a week ago, when she said she was feeling scared. Celebrity stalkers and such.
Can we have your fingerprints?
Sure. For what good it'll do you.
It's all we need for now.
Back to the lab.
Hey. Prints in the computer. Hey, don't mention it.
To the computer. Dig. I think that's a match.
Troy's fingerprints are linked directly to the murder weapon on the duct tape used to attach the jury-rigged pop bottle silencer.
Right. Let's see if we can get into his home.
Hey, what do you need?
Location. Troy's home.
His gun was near the crime scene and his fingerprint is on the duct tape from the makeshift silencer. Go to his home and see what you can find.
A lot, I hope.
Brand name loafers. Pagley. We've seen the brand of these shoes before, but that won't hold up in court. We need 2 full shoe prints to get a positive match before we can consider it evidence.
Oh, can we take them? Yes, we can take them. Oh.
I'm getting a sick feeling. These clippings cover the last 6 months of that rash of prostitute killings. The media doesn't know it, but the bodies revealed evidence of necrophilia. I didn't think this case could get nastier. We need Alex.
Oh, really? Well, I guess we go talk to Alex.
Any way I can help?
Could our victim have been dead during intercourse?
I can neither confirm nor deny. However, it would fit the pattern of our working woman serial killer investigation.
That's not really much of a help.
Yes?
Take these shoes.
Nothing special about the shoe, but maybe the tread will give you something more. I'll scan and drop it into the computer for you.
Right. Shoe print, and...
We've placed
Hey,
Troy
Batch.
on the dock on the night of the murder. We have our killer.
Oh, let's talk to him.
Can I help you out in
again.
this case?
What's the chance he just breaks
Yeah,
within
let's have another
seconds?
chat with him.
What are your fingerprints on the duct tape?
I really don't know. I have some duct tape around my place, used for all sorts of repair purposes and so on. Someone may have borrowed that, innocently, or even to make things difficult for me.
Because people like to make things difficult for me. Why did you do it?
I don't remember saying I did it. Maybe you could remind me.
Julia was prowling the Misfortune, having a look around the strange boat tied to her dock when she came upon Ella looking dead. Only Ella wasn't dead yet. When Julia hopped off the boat and went inside to make her 911 call, you made your getaway, Doctor. Sailing somewhere else more private to finish what you started. Which you did by putting a bullet in the troubled woman's brain.
I've appeared in court enough times to know that showing how a crime may have gone down isn't enough. All the circumstantial evidence in the world won't sell a jury without the why. That little thing called motive. I don't remember having one.
Are you sure, Doctor? Maybe you should heal yourself, 'cause you are sick. Those clippings in your room connect to this crime, the killing of a prostitute. Ella, as a sexual surrogate and porn actress, certainly fits to the cycle of such killings that we at Miami-Dade CSI have been trying to crack for months. Tell me this, Dr. Sullivan. Why wait until after your victims were dead to have your way with them?
You know, I really couldn't say. Maybe I could use a good head shrinker. And as far as healing myself, I just wouldn't have the objectivity. I'd be a lawyer defending himself, a fool for a client. And Mr. Delco, if you need an expert witness to testify for you in this case, maybe you should look elsewhere.
The mysteries of the mind are beyond even the best CSI. What a suspect has to say isn't as important as finding, following, and listening to the evidence. Nice work.
Again, that was such a flimsy case. Flimsy case. I bet they're all going to come unravelled in the last case, where it turns out to be someone else completely. But that's my guess. So let's try our questions. And what was Ella Sinclair's alias? Well, that was Stella Claire. Which of the following was not on the table in Troy's home? Saucer, planted vase, newspaper, ashtray. Planted vase? Because I think that was elsewhere, wasn't it? Nope. I think it was the saucer. Which of the following are not part of Thad's Wilson's fashion accessories? Sunglasses? Oh, I'm not going to get a very good result here, am I? That was a 22 caliber. Hey! Yellow? Nope. Oh, I'm going to get a terrible, terrible result here, aren't I? Yep, just a bastard this time. I think that was lower than before. Oh no, bastard is the best, it seems. And we get 9 extras, including some concept art again. Well, let's take a quick look through these. And until next time, I've been the GouldFish, and next time we'll be going on to Case 4. So until then, this was GouldFish on Games, and enjoy this wonderful bonus material.